Dex students, I cannot believe that the first day of school is actually here. Well, the first day of virtual school, I should say. Normally, I would be addressing you on the playground with all of us here, but I'm gonna have to do it every morning virtually through video. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Mrs. Belair, and I'm the principal of Delta Elementary Charter School, so I'm all of your principals, and I am proud to announce that I have a partner this year, Vice Principal Miss Laura Andrews.
Woo! Can we get a coyote howl for that one?
Ready?
Ow! Oh, we are so excited to get this year started. We've been locked up together for far too long, so now it's our turn to talk to all of you. We cannot wait for this year to get moving. So should we start with our daily message?
All right, let's start with our daily message. Every day, we're gonna have a topic and a message that we wanna send out to you. And today, we are going to start with our virtual classroom expectations. If you've already been to Dex, you know that our 3 personal standards are, say it with me, be a leader, be a scholar, and be kind. So we would like to go over with you what that looks like in a virtual classroom, in being a virtual student. So number 1, we're gonna be in the category of be a leader. And at Dex, a leader solves problems. So the first problem that you solve is you use appropriate voice level identified and followed within your class setting.
The second way to be a leader in your virtual classroom is to complete and produce your very best work possible.
The third is to be respectful to adults and your peers in your classroom with your voice and your written words. This also means your parents, boys and girls.
And the last one in your virtual classroom is to try to fix that technology on your own. We know it's going to be so hard and it's so different than when you're in the classroom, but we want you to do your best to try to solve that problem on your computer first by yourself before asking your teacher for help.
All right, our second personal standard is be a scholar. And when you're a scholar, you make good decisions. So first, you need to keep your learning space clean at home, just like you would in your table at school.
So you're used to entering the room quietly and calmly, and now it's going to be a little bit different because you're on the computer, but the expectations are the same. You're going to join your live Zoom session every morning quietly and calmly with your microphone muted, your video on, and a smile on your face.
And third, you're going to be an active participant, just like you were in the classroom. You're going to sit up straight. You are going to have your dedicated workspace without any distractions.
And the next one is that you are going to make sure you're following those directions the first time. And again, we know it's so hard because you're at a distance, so make sure your ears are open and you're listening to your teachers as they're giving you those instructions.
Next is follow the daily schedule. Make sure 8:30, right now, you're hearing this message, your school day has started. So you have already eaten breakfast, you have already brushed your teeth.
Being on time is always so important. It's a great skill for you to learn, and that's the same expectation here in a virtual classroom. So every morning, 8:30, you should be logged on and ready to go.
And with following directions comes staying logged in until the very end of your lesson, especially during your live instruction. It is just your teacher will be teaching to you. And my favorite one, our last personal standard is be kind. And when you're kind, you're showing respect to the adults and the peers in your classroom. So that means you're using kind words and you're using your manners at all times.
We want to make sure that we can see your beautiful faces. So take off your hats, your hoods, your sunglasses, anything else you might be blocking your face so that we can make that connection with you.
You need to share materials, okay, and documents. Now, you may not understand what that means right now if you're in the younger grades, but you will if you're using Google Classrooms in the upper grades.
Make sure you're being really respectful of all of the tools that you're using, especially the ones that you borrowed from the school. Those Chromebooks are very expensive, my friends, and we want to make sure that you're taking very good care of them.
And maybe a silly one to you guys, but we need you to follow the school dress code, which means you can't be in your pajamas. We want you to dress like you're coming to school. We want you to have appropriate attire on, just like you would come to school with, appropriate shirts.
Like these ones that we're wearing right now.
Mine says, not your average principal.
And not your average assistant principal.
Yes.
Completely acceptable for school.
So this will not be the last time that you will go over those personal standards explicitly. your teachers will be spending the next 3 days to go over with you. So don't say, I already heard those, because it's very important that you continue to hear those over and over again to be the best student that you can be. All right, what we also want to do every morning is we want to honor our birthdays of our staff and our students. So Mrs. Andrews and I came up with the birthday explosion.
And you guys got to do it with us.
So if it's your birthday today, actually everybody can do it on their Zoom. We're going to say happy birthday to, and then the name, and then we're going to go like this. All right, so we have 2 birthdays today. We have James H. in Miss Gomes' class. Happy birthday.
Next, we have Jack M., who's in 2nd grade with Mrs. Kramer and Miss Cervantes.
Happy birthday, Jack.
All right, so in the very end of our messages, we're going to be doing a different activity every day. And this day, we're going to be focusing on this day in history. So a little bit of history fact for you, Miss Bella. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. I love history.
On this day in history, August 12th, 1981, a long time ago for some of you, some of us not as much.
I was born in 1981.
It was a good year. Some of us were just a twinkle in our parents' eye. IBM, which was a technology company, released their first ever personal computer. And I thought this would be the perfect day in history fact for us because we're all going to be on our computers for the next couple of weeks. So they released their first computer, and the basic edition cost $1,600. That was the basic.
Wow.
If you wanted an actual working computer with memory storage and some of you parents will remember this, floppy disks. You got 1 floppy disk with it, by the way. It would be over $3,000. Yeah, so thank goodness our Chromebooks are a little bit more inexpensive and a little bit more tech savvy, but we thought that that would be something really interesting for you all to know.
All right. Whew, my nerves feel a little better. I was
glad.
a little nervous today.
It's okay. We're
It's
doing
hard
fine.
when you're virtually on for the first time. I know you guys are all going to be nervous when you virtually have to talk to your teachers or talk to your classmates. And it's okay. We're going to make mistakes and we're going to learn from them. We probably made a couple mistakes in this video, maybe with our speech and stuff, but we're going to get better every single time.
Every time, practice.
Every day. We hope that you see that our videos are going to get better and better every morning. So we are also going to end every day with a goal, with a personal goal we want you to make for yourself. And it usually will be related to the topic. So the topic today we focused on were our 3 personal standards: being a leader, being a scholar, and being kind. And then what expectations within those personal standards that you can do. So we want you to pick 1 personal standard and 1 expectation today that you are going to rock. Okay, of all the things we talked about, of what makes a virtual student at Dex, what are you going to do today? What are you going to focus on that's going to make you the best student you can be to start off this school year?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay,
I think we're gonna have a lot of leaders, scholars, and kindness going around on virtual campus.
I think
today.
you're right.
So I think we should have them join in with us and end on a virtual coyote howl. And we'll just say, howl on, coyotes.
All
You
right.
ready? Best coyote howl on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ow!
We'll
Bye,
see you
everybody.
tomorrow.
Have a great day.